Hello everyone, we are from the group B4 and we are going to discuss the knowledge management practices of textile industry. So now I'm going to give a brief introduction about textile industry. So if we look the present economic, we can see that the textile industry has become one of the fastest growing industries. When we go back to the history upon textile industry, the major influence for the improvement was the industrial revolution. As a result of the industrial revolution, most of the companies started using machines and other automated instruments. So when we consider the real world context, we can see that there is a wide and competitive market for textile products. The reason is the discovery of various synthetic fibers. When it comes to Sri Lanka, today the textile industry has become a major sector as it contributes to the GDP with a higher export revenue. There are many textiles and apparel manufacturing companies in Sri Lanka, but MAS, Bandix, Hydramani Apparel can be seen as major companies within the industry. When we look at the administration part regarding the textiles and apparel, we can mention Sri Lanka Institute of Textiles as the responsible party in controlling such activities. Finally, if we look a little about the new dimension in the industry, we can see that many companies are focusing on green textile concepts as to reduce the wastage and the harm that can happen to the environment due to the mass production. So now I'm going to hand over the presentation to Bhagya to continue. Thank you.
Thank you, Hasru. And now let's take a look to the KM practices of the textile industry. So knowledge management is a process of creating, capturing, sharing, and managing knowledge to create a competitive advantage for the organization. So organizational knowledge creation is the process of making available and amplifying knowledge created by individuals and connecting it with the knowledge management system. When it comes to the Sri Lankan textile industry, the technology, demassification, and boundaryless technology have been a challenge as well as an opportunity for the firms for knowledge management. When it comes to knowledge capturing, as an example, Bandix Lanka Limited, one of the top apparel companies in Sri Lanka, has 3 steps in their interviewing process. Organizational culture means the collection of relatively uniform and enduring values, beliefs, customs, and traditions and practices shared by organizational members. MS Holdings, the largest apparel tech company in South Asia, has a strong culture inside its organization where every team member is treated with respect and provided the platform and support to share their voice and ideas. In 2003, they launched a program named Women Go Beyond to make an impact and improvement of the women at MS. They are maintaining a fair environment with equitable opportunities while celebrating diversity and inclusion. Appropriate leadership is another important component of knowledge management. As an example, MS Holding has enabled leadership at every level, and it provides an opportunity for all to contribute to the process of decision making. At 14th MS Abhimani Empowered Women of the Year Awards, they recognize 77 female associates. This reveals that they are following the transformational leadership style where KM is a voluntary commitment that is completely based on the attitudes of the people. When focusing on knowledge sharing in the textile industry, many knowledge management practices can be identified. Knowledge sharing is the process that which personal and organizational knowledge is exchanged. It includes transferring, learning, and generating own knowledge. Knowledge sharing is used by the textile industry to increase their competitive advantage, develop many products with their brands, and reduce the processing volume for foreign corporations. From industrial associations, clients, suppliers, and competitors, external knowledge is captured by the organizations of the textile industry. Also, internal knowledge is obtained from experienced workers and managers. They discuss the problems, failures, experiences, and methods of working. From that, they try to avoid making similar mistakes furthermore. The textile industry provides a platform and supports to share the voice and ideas of employees. And also, they have access to professional help for personal and work-related struggles. There are training activities, industry-based training for newcomers, and industry-oriented trainees for industrial personnel. Not only that, but also the textile industry conducts global design and industry trade shows to share knowledge. integration with customers through the new centric PLM system and Microsoft XERP and Microsoft Power BI and functionality for machine learning and enhanced data analytics can be identified in this industry. Quality management, RESQ, machine management, live inventory, skill management through a digital matrix, line planning, and manufacturing execution system in-house is used by some organizations like Hydra Apparel. And now, discuss about the arguments based on the theory. I hand over this to Nitya. Over to you, Nitya.
Thank you, Bhavya. Now we discuss about arguments based on theory. Knowledge is not a thing, but a valued state in which a person is in cognitive contact with a certain portion of reality. So, the requirements for knowledge management has been increased due to challenges in the environment, such as technological advancement, customization due to demystification, and boundaryless enterprises. The learning is categorized into 3 levels, named as individual, group, and organization. Another main part of the KM is sharing knowledge. Once an employee acquires a certain level of knowledge, they should share it with others to give further value to that knowledge. With the flow are the main important concepts which included in KM are knowledge creation, capture, and codification. Nowadays, considering the knowledge management theories, we can argue that it provides a competitive advantage to companies because it influences the organization capability to enhance efficiency and overall productivity in a sustainable, innovative way. The above explained knowledge management practices of the textile industry imply that the industry is a knowledge-intensive industry. In order to create better knowledge management, we can argue that organization in the industry try to do better knowledge, capture more knowledge from external parties such as industrial governing bodies, clients, suppliers, and industry competitors. They also obtain internal knowledge from expertise workers and managers. Therefore, those organizations in this industry should develop well people, processes, tools, strategy, which are the main components of knowledge management to gain the fullest benefits of knowledge management. That's another argument regarding knowledge management. Next, we're going to talk about changes in the KM practices during the COVID-19 pandemic. Over to you, Hasaru.
There was a significant impact to almost every sector in the economy due to COVID. And we further move on to the next textile industry, it was also affected by COVID. Basically, we use labor-intensive methods to prepare each of the products within the industry. With the pandemic, the industry had to face some difficulties in gathering people together. It affected the knowledge creation, sharing, as well as the codification. But they identified knowledge management as a strategic knowledge resource during the COVID-19, and the management of information and knowledge has played a critical role in guiding decision makers to make strategic decisions on behalf of organizations. The companies decided to continue their work separately from home and observe through online platforms. Workers as well as the management use different online platforms in order to share different knowledge on new ways of producing products without gathering together. As well as with the COVID, most of the companies tended to use automated machines to produce product, and they use different methods to share knowledge on how to use those machines. So now finally I'm going to talk about suggestions. To improve knowledge management practices in the textile industry, we can take different actions. Some of them have already listed in the slide. As in the slide, they are explore other quality raw material suppliers, use hedging to minimize forex risk, establish an accurate forecasting, diversifying apparel export, implementing cost reduction, prepare environment analysis. So we look forward with these kind of suggestions in order to improve the quality of KM and also to prevent mistakes that might done while implementing different practices. So this is the end of our presentation. Thank you.